Aceway Private Limited. So our company name is Aceway Fintech Services, but we brand our products under the name Ace Money. So we are into this fintech space for last 3 years. We have registered our company in 2020, and this is our 3rd year of operation. So when we started our journey in 2020, it was like the lockdown time, the pandemic time, and people were locked inside their homes. So we started our services with a customer service, B2C service, which is ATM to home service, where we delivered cash at the doorstep of the customers, so that they need not to go out for the withdrawal of the cash from the ATM counters or the banks. So we developed an application, Ace Money, which we uploaded into Play Store and iStore. And if people are in need of cash, they can just download the application, book for cash withdrawal, and exactly like what Swiggy or Zomato does, our representative goes to the doorstep of the customer with the cash and with a micro ATM machine in which they can do the transaction, and the cash will be delivered to them at their doorstep. So that was our first service initially when we started. And then later on, we moved into cooperative banks sector, cooperative banks and societies, which is our B2B channel. So for cooperative banks and societies, what we do is that we provide the customer experience solutions. If you look into cooperative societies, you can see a traditional kind of banking system going on now also. Like people have to walk into the branches to do the transactions. So what we did is we provided them with all the customer solutions like mobile applications, and merchant UPI QR code services, prepaid card services. The cooperative societies doesn't have an ATM card of their own, so we provided them with white label ATM machines, and such a bucket of digital services we provide to the cooperative banks and societies. So that is our B2B sector, and we also do have UPI QR code services, something similar to Google Pay and all. So we have Ace Money UPI services, where we onboard merchants into the UPI, and they can receive their payments through the UPI. Yeah, and the last product in our list is a B2C product, that is the payment ring. We are into wearables now. This is my ring. Yeah. So through this ring, what you can do is you can do the payments using the ring. So it is an NFC enabled system. In any NFC enabled payment machines, you can just tap and make the payment instead of tapping your card or holding your wallet or phone. This is like this is not with an intention to replace any of the payment systems, but this adds the convenience. Instead of carrying the bag or wallet, you can just wear the ring. And if, for example, in our real life scenarios, like if you are going to swimming pool or to exercise and all, there is no need of carrying the phone also with us, right? So this is a waterproof and it's a ceramic, and the ATM chip is inbuilt into this ring. So it is like a prepaid wallet. Actually, you can preload the amount into this. It is not actually connected with your whole bank account. The we can preload amount into the wallet, and this preloaded amount can be made used for payments. So we give a mobile application also along with this. So in the mobile application, you have the options to completely manage the ring. Suppose if you lose the ring somewhere, you can, in a single tap, you can just disable the device and no more payments will be done from that. So this is our recent product, which we have launched recently. Recently, in the sense we have launched it in last July, actually. And we were getting pre-orders, but the first batch of the ring has came just 1 month before due to this unavailability of chip and all. There was a little bit delay, but we got our ring delivered now. So this is the all space where we work on. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. We have Darshil. Darshil, if you could maybe introduce yourself and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. So Yeah, my name is Darshil. I'm the founder of FlashPay, and we are doing similar to Ace Money, what they are doing with the prepaid card. We are providing a neo banking solution, allowing the customer to have wallet and cards on the go. And along with that, what we are doing is like we are helping the user to connect all of their bank account, and they will be able to track, manage, budget, save, spend everything from single app. So this is what we are doing at FlashPay.
Perfect. Nimisha, I'll let you take over from here, and maybe you can speak about how they can scale as fintechs, and what are some of the scalable strategies that I mean, most of like all of them are in the early stages. So any scalable strategies that they should adopt in future.
Yes.
Also, we
So
would be having a Q&A, so in case you guys, how do you want to take it? I mean, do you want to take it at the same time or at the end?
anything is fine with me. If
It's
first of
before we
all,
get it at the end.
I'm not a
Yeah, yeah,
person to give you lecture because you are all doing lots of R&D in fintech space, right? So just it is like sharing what we have
cool,
come through and what you are right now. So
perfect,
it can be an interactive session, I think.
cool, perfect, fine.
Yeah.
I'll let you take over from here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So, what I was asked to speak today is about the business scalable strategies for fintechs. So, here, what I see is like you are all like not even started, right? It is in the idea stage or in the, pre-established stage, right? So the first step is to bring it from an idea to a startup. So that is the first path which we should crack actually. So registering a startup and all is very much easy now, you will be knowing. But how we can implement that idea, bringing our idea into a startup first, and then from the startup, we have to move to the scale up. So that is the path actually. So yeah, the real growth part or the scalable part comes only after the startup has been formed and you have worked there for a few months or maybe years, and then only the progressive part or the scalable part comes into picture. So as we are fintech, I just want to share you a few points where when you are when you are designing your products, so you have to keep in mind just few points. I just want to give you a reminder on that. So my first point is that as fintechs, we should always invest in security first. So investment which is made in security is not actually an expense. We should not see it as an expense, but it is an investment actually. So the capital which we gain, instead of doing, moving on to bulk marketing or that kind of things. Instead, the first thing which we have to take care of is the security, because and in ACE where the major problem which we faced when we went into the rural market first was the trust issue. I'm sure you will also face this definitely, because when we are into the fintech sector, it is very much difficult for us to gain the trust of the people at first, whether it can be B2B or B2C. It is very much difficult to gain the trust. Suppose if when we went into the rural space, nobody has heard about our name Ace Money, and definitely if I go to the space and asking them, okay, you can download the application Ace Money, you can do this many kind of financial transactions through that, nobody is going to do that. So that is why we have find out a channel through which we can reach to our target audience. As our target audience is for Ace Money, the target audience was rural people, and it was necessary for us to find out a trustworthy channel to reach out to them, so that it will be little more easy for us to convince them. So the trust factor is the major issue in case of a fintech. And as I told, the security systems, like it can be cyber security, complaints part, regulation policies, and all these of things has to be taken care whenever we are into developing a project. So this as I told, the security measures which we are taken can be considered as an investment instead of an expense. So if we are providing a mobile application or a website or whatever product we design, give the first priority to security and then do the things. So that is my first point, which I want to share with you. And definitely gaining the trust of the people is the major part which we have to crack actually. And it is not easy always. It is not easy to gain the trust of people. We have to find out our target audience and we have to find out a way to reach out to them so that they will trust us in future. So this was my first point. Now, the second point, when we are speaking on the perspective of a fintech, the another problem which we will actually face is the complaints issues. So we have to actually, when we are designing the products, we will be thinking of a global product. But actually our products, fintech products, are even the products, if they are global products, it should actually act as local products everywhere. In India, it will be a separate regulatory authority giving regulatory policies and all. But if we go into some other part of the some other countries, it will be entirely different from here. So when we are designing the products, we should actually keep in mind, we should think global, but we should act global, so that our product can be, we should be able to, flexibility of the product is definitely required. For example, in India, if we see, like, we have UPI systems, like, so it was a big revolution here in India, the UPI payment services. So once UPI has came into picture, all those fintech companies who actually provided this business payment solutions got, they were pulled back because there is no MDR charge for UPI QR payments. So if we are making a UPI payment, actually the retailer also, there is no pain for retailer because it comes free of cost and it gets settled to the account immediately. So the other players which were on the space till then providing the business payment solutions were actually little bit affected because of this UPI revolution. And that is actually a government initiated thing here in India. And likewise, in every country, as we go on, there will be different policies, different regulatory authorities and all. So our product, when we are thinking of our product, it should be flexible and it should be able to manage it locally everywhere. So that is one of my points. And then I'm sorry. Yeah. And then the third thing, which I think is not only fintech, for every startups or every new companies, instead of going for a competition, we should actually look for some collaborations. It will make our path a little bit easy. When we are looking from the perspective of a customer, what they actually want is, they need, if we are able to provide them everything under one roof, they are very much happy. For that, for example, if we have a travel portal, definitely the insurance guy can integrate with this travel portal to provide their insurance there. Likewise, we have to find out the collaborations instead of starting the competition first. Wherever we are able to do the collaboration, we should start first. So that will make our product easily scalable. We can reach to a good number of people through collaborations, and the customer will also be happy if we are able, not only giving our products to others, we should also accept others' product to our platform too. So likewise, if in our case, we are operating in the cooperative sector. So there are NPFs which comes into tie-ups with us to provide microloans. There are insurance guys who come into our platform so that they can operate their insurance thing through this cooperative banks. So we should be we should be welcoming all those kind of collaborations which we get in our business. So it will definitely add value to what we are doing if we are able to provide some add-on services to our customers. And then like regarding the customer acquisition, if we are speaking about, when it is a B2C business, definitely the customer acquisition part will burn a lot of money. So doing the marketing, not only marketing, the product development and everything, the customer acquisition is the one of the major challenge which we face in the initial state. So once we have gained the trust of few people and we are able to onboard new people, then our usually what we do is, once we start onboarding and once we have some customers, and definitely when we are going for funding and all, this customer base they actually count more value to our how much customers we have acquired, how much is our customer database. So definitely that is an important thing, but at the same time what we have to focus is on the retention of the customer. So spreading is easy for us, like we can acquire customer, move on, but the first customer which we have onboarded, if they are still happy and they are using our services, it will add much more value to us. So the customer acquisition a part, the customer retention part is as much as important as the customer acquisition part. So like when our existing customers can definitely add more value to us by doing more and more business through us, not only the first product which we provide, we can enhance our products based on their feedbacks, and if we are working close with them, when a new customer come to our platform, they will be just seeing our few of our products, they will be start using, but already used customers, they will have a lot of feedbacks to give us, and they will have a lot of things to add on to our product. So the retention of the customer is also very much important, like the acquisition of the customers also, and that will definitely help us to scale more if we are able to retain our customers. So that is definitely related to the first point, like gaining the trust of the customer. So once we have gained it, we should actually look forward to not losing them anymore. And then yeah, so in our fintech, when we are speaking about scalability, again I want to tell you, you have to first focus on depth instead of breadth, actually. Yeah, our product should be deep enough. We should have to make loads and loads of changes again and again. So first we have to make the depth of the product, we have to meet the depth of the product first, and then only we have to go for the breadth. Otherwise it is very much difficult for us to gain a customer, but it is very much easy for us to lose them, especially in financial industry. Even a minute challenge will result in losing our customers. So we must be very much careful on that. So before spreading to many people, we should definitely run a pilot kind of thing in few trusted community. Whatever changes we make in our system, not only now, even when you have done your initial things, you are established, if you are making some changes in our products, definitely we should actually run a pilot in a short community, look for some time how it works, and then only we have to spread it to others. Otherwise, once if they use it, and once if they get a negative kind of signal, then they will definitely not use the products, especially in finance, because people are very sensitive about this financial kind of thing. So in fintech, more than the other kind of products, it is very much sensitive actually. So we have to cross-sell, we have to upsell, and all these things can be done with our existing customers. And then moving forward to new products is definitely good, but before that we have to do a good R&D, and a good testing should be done within our circle. And like nowadays, for everything which we develop, the developmental part, as I told earlier, we should be ready to accept the offers for collaborations. So mostly nowadays the APIs are available, like right, we can integrate the API of other vendors with our products, and also we should develop in such a manner that we should be able to give them our APIs. Through APIs we can offer them their services. So when we are in the developmental part itself, it should be developed in such a way that in future we can offer our services to similar kind of fintech vendors, so that we can get into a collaboration and use the services together. So all these are definitely necessary for scaling up. And then obviously the fund. So coming to the funding part, actually Ace Money has not raised any fund yet. So we are also in the process of going to the funding facility, funding from 2023. And when we get a lots of news, like fintech is getting so much fund, every fund is coming to fintech and all, but it is definitely very much difficult for us when we are in the path of that. So preparing the pitch deck itself is such a long process, and the small kind of 3 minutes elevator pitches and all, maybe you also might have done that in your idea stage. But for when we are going for an investment, the 3-minute pitch itself for Ace Money, we have edited it almost some 37-40 times to prepare a 3-minute pitch. So it is a long process actually. And then before going into funding, I should actually recommend going for funding, because when it is our own money which we are using for the business, like what I feel is, when it is others' money, we feel much more responsible, because we are answerable for each and every rupee which we spent. So and for preparing pitch deck and then pitching to the investors, they will ask us millions of questions which we have never thought of. So for the first investor, when we go, like they will ask us a lot more questions. So what strategy we are using here is, we have list out some few investors, like some 40 or 50 investors, and then we have prioritized in such a way that, okay, we know we are not going to get fund from this investor. We almost know, like which are the investors where we have the possibility of getting fund. So what we do is, we first go to those investors or those group where we have less confidence in getting the fund, so that we can get the questions which they ask. So, and for the next pitch, when we are going for the original pitch, we can be prepared with that questions too. So even if we discuss within ourselves, or we see the videos and whatever we do, little bit we can learn, but only when we are presenting it to the original investor, the actual questions come, the actual things come, and we should be very much confident about our financials. So that is the only thing which they ask. Not about, we will be very much like excited to tell about our business, because we have done such a hard work for that, but they doesn't want to hear anything of that. So what they want to hear is our scalability plan, and when we are planning to become into break even, and when we are planning to go for the next funding. That is the first thing which they ask when we go for a pre-series itself, because the investors always first think about the exit plan, their exit plan. So once we are into the funding part, there is we can't look back. Actually, we have to move on. We have to see, show them the progress. We have to give them the every expenses and every income which we get, and we will have actually it's a good kind of pressure, but we will have a pressure from the investor to go for the next investment, so that, and we have to scale accordingly actually. So there is no more looking back once we are into the investment, that once we are into that race. So yeah, we have for Ace Money, we have actually spoken with a few of the investors, and not a few, many of the investors actually. First, we got many questions which I was not even heard about. Then I studied, I did the researches on that, and then in the next pitch, we have actually made the modifications going to the new investors. So yeah, we have many investment opportunities now. So for idea stage, I think it will be much more better for you to get the grants and the scale funds from our startup, startup mission, or such kind of government approved agencies or accelerators, because they have less questions for us. And then there are many accelerators around us who helps the startups to get into that startup space from idea to the startup. So you can definitely start with those kind of grants and seed funds, which will not be a much liability for us, because for seed funds and all, also we have a gap of, I think here we had a 3 years gap to pay back. So initially you can start with that, and yeah, once we are very much confident about the product, then only we have to go for scalability, I mean spreading. Otherwise, once starting itself with our product, initially itself we have gone to a massive population, and then the app doesn't work, or any kind of negative feedback came from there. Once lost is always lost. They are not going to come back to your platform, as it is a financial platform. So these are my few experiences. So I didn't give you a gap to ask anything, I guess. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Nimisha. So before anyone would start asking questions, I mean, there are two things that I think the code might find more valuable. First, I remember speaking with you at the event in Kochi in KSVM, and one of the topics that we spoke about was how fintechs can build trust. Because all the 6 companies would be dealing with money, and for audience or for their target market, trust is something that takes a lot of time to be built. So what are your ways, or what are some of the ways that you would recommend them of how they can build trust in their particular domain or in their particular startup area?
Yeah, so it purely depends on what product you are going to sell, or on your target market. For Aceware, our target market was our B2B market was actually a rural population, and for this wearables, we are focusing on a kind of a luxurious population, I mean the urban life. So for both of them, reaching out to them is completely different. If we are giving advertisements on digital media or digital marketing kind of things, whatever we are doing, if we are doing 100 advertisements also, this rural people are not going to trust us. But maybe a small column of newspaper advertisement, they will trust. So that is entirely different for the kind of audience which we are targeting. And definitely our brand name should be they should have heard our mind first. If it is B2C, especially for B2B, I think it is not that much important, but definitely the branding of our company, not the products, the brand name of our company, to reach the customers only at least once. If they have heard the brand name, okay, they know this is something which deals with finance and they have many products, so they will accept our products. So that is what I feel.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And one more thing, you mentioned about retention as one of the important factors for any startup to scale up. So any ideas on how you guys are retaining customers, and what is the usual percentage in fintechs when you speak about retention?
Yeah, the retention part actually mainly it revolves around the what we say grievance redressal part. The major problem which customers face with the fintechs is the grievance redressal, because for us, why we have gone through this cooperative channel is that there is a point where the customer can walk in if they want to get a grievance redressal. Otherwise, when we are our we fintechs doesn't have physical branches everywhere, like right. So they don't know how to reach out to us if in case they have lost their money, or in case some kind of troubles happen in between. So the customer support or the customer care which we provide is the major thing which I feel is for customer retention. What we do from our company is that we provide the regional language customer support wherever we operate, so that it will be easy for them to communicate. For us, if like Paytm and all, for example, I'm telling, like if we have some transactional issue in that, and if we are calling the customer care, somebody will be answering in some other languages, maybe it will be connected to them, and they doesn't know how to communicate and explain their product. So good customer support is the first thing for customer retention. And also our product should be, the success ratio of the service which we do, like if I am providing them a QR code, and they are scanning the QR code, and if it is failing for some 2-3 times, they will just keep away the QR code, because they have many other options to do the payment. So the success ratio of what we do is also very much important for retention.
Perfect. So anyone, I think Ganesh has raised his hand.
Yeah, Adi.
Perfect. So maybe I'll let it open for you all to ask questions, and Ganesh, maybe you can go first.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Nimisha. The talk was wonderful. So, my question is regarding the number of products and services that you have, because the major feedback or the GAN that we get from investors and advisors is that don't launch too many products or services. Just launch a single service or single product, and launch it in a niche group, and test it out there and scale it up. Only then go for a second service or a product. But your story seems to be completely opposite, because you have launched multiple products, multiple services, and you are targeting multiple markets. The rings is like a pretty sophisticated product, and the money from the ATM seems to be a pretty rural kind of problem. So what has prompted you to do all this? Because have you found PMF in one product and then move to other, or how did you go about launching these many products, and what is the PMF? What is your go-to-market strategies around this?
Yes, so looking into our products, what we have is actually, as I told you, there are two verticals for us, B2C as well as B2B. So in the B2B market, we completely focus only on the rural side, where we are not expecting this rings and to be sold in that side. But in the B2C side, we are looking for a little bit luxurious customers. What was our thought is that, from the investors' perspective, let me tell you what you have told. I totally agree with you, because they ask us how you will concentrate on these many products, and how we will feel confident to invest on you if your concentration goes to this many products. That question will definitely come. So what we should be able to convince them in such a way that this all comes under one group. For us, what we provide in our investor pitch, or what we present to our investors, is that we provide the digital financial experience to the rural market. So that the word experience is there, no? So in that comes everything. This is another kind of experience, and the other, through cooperating through the cooperative society, is another kind of experience. So we present it as a single pitch, which comes under a single topic, even though there are a number of products. And what we do is also exactly that. As I told you, this ring is not to replace any kind of payment services which we have. So instead, we are adding value. Adding value is okay. Like it is not completely a new product. We are adding more value or adding more experience for a person. We are also providing mobile banking application for the cooperative banks. So for a person who is not that much for a person not convenient to use the mobile banking application, we also give them an option to use the ring. So this is also another form of increasing their experience, and that is how we see that.
Got it. So majority of your from what I have looked at your website and the app, is majority of your audience from Kerala?
As of now, we are fully operational in Kerala and into some parts of Tamil Nadu. As I told, this is our 2.5 years now. We have launched it before 2.5 years. So in Kerala, we have almost reached every roots of Kerala, and then we have a little bit expanded to Tamil Nadu last month, and then our next focus is for North. I mean, like Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Madhya Pradesh. Our next focus, because we have a good cooperative belt there. We have to. I mean, wherever we have our target audience, we have to focus there first, right? So we are planning to move to those states now.
Is money or
Yeah.
ring here?
Vipul, do you want to?
Yeah, Nimisha. Yeah. So just we wanted to know, because you're a 2.5-year-old startup. We want to know, I mean, considering you must have invested some money, in this. I mean, what was the initial capital investment and where you are today, in terms of breaking even?
Yeah. So we expect to be in break even only after 3 more years if we get the investment. Especially this QR code and all are not actually an income generating one. We are expecting to get the income in future. So like how we get income from the QR code transactions is that only when we provide the add-on services, or the people use the add-on services which we provide along with this QR transaction, thus we get the income as of now. But definitely in future, we are expecting like the payment charges will come for this QR platforms also. Actually, a proposal has been made recently.
Your voice is not audible.
Yeah, you're not audible.
Oh, you are not able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's
The
Now,
last
now it is clear.
Okay. Yeah. So the initial capital for us was like we had a previous company, a technology company, Aceware Technologies, which was actually operational for some 15 years, and that was run by my partner. And then when we started the fintech service, we merged these two companies, and thus our paid up capital became more. And then that was actually the money which we used for starting the business here in fintech. It was not like it is not the money from our hand. For this 2.5 years, we have came without raising any funds is only because of this. The burn rate is very much high. If you see, the initial product development, its cost itself is very much high for fintech, and the customer acquisition cost is very much high for us initially. But once we have completed the development of the product, the burning rate comes down. Drastic down is there in the burning rate. But for developing the product, especially fintech product, even if we have to get the cybersecurity certifications and all, we will have to pay a lot of money for that. So once it is done, then the burn ratio comes down. Till that, for past 2 years, our burn was very much higher, and the income part was very much lower actually. And now almost the product part is completed for us. And also we have a good number of customer database here. For us, one advantage is that as we are operating through the cooperative part, once a cooperative bank or society becomes our customer, we automatically reach out to the 10,000 customers customers which they have. So that was an advantage for us.
My second question to you is how easy or difficult it is to get the 20 lakh grant from the government. So they they also are offering 20 lakh rupees for
I'll
the
be
startups.
honest or not. I
Okay,
don't know. Like,
you don't know.
yeah.
Okay.
So only if we are able to convince them with our product, they will give us grant. It is not like they are giving grants for each and everyone. We do have many options, many accelerators. But if we look now, maybe the same fintech or the same company will be getting 2 or 3 of the grants at the same time. They will get seed fund, they will get grant, everything at the same time. And some people, they will not get anything. So it is all about how we present to them and how much confident we are about our product. So only if we are able to answer the questions which they ask us, or if they feel that we have a good plan or a good viable product which is scalable, they will grant us the money. But compared to previous days, it is little bit easy nowadays because we have many platforms, not only one platform. We have many accelerators, many support system which provide us the funding.
Thanks, Nimisha. Thank you.
Ganesh?
Yeah. Hey, Nimisha. Ganesh here again.
Yeah.
So, as you have told, you are predominantly focusing on rural audience. So, I feel cooperative is your major mode of acquisition, right?
Yes.
So, would you talk about how that arrangement works? So, what do you mean by cooperative? Like, how do you go and acquire these guys, and how does the arrangement between you and the cooperatives and the users work? So that
Yes.
would be the first question. And if you can talk about your customers as well, like what are they, what do they do, what is their basic profile,
Yeah.
and how did you go about building trust and reach out to these users? So that would be helpful.
Yes. So as I told, we are mainly focusing on rural customers, and cooperative banks and societies are a channel for us to reach them a little bit easily, because the cooperative societies have their branches, their roots in every part of the rural India, and they have a good customer database. What we offer to the cooperative banks is definitely it works on an income sharing basis. Whatever income we get, we share a part of our income with the cooperative banks and societies. For example, if the customers of the cooperative banks are using the prepaid card, then we from our company side, we get an MDR charge from the bank side. So we are sharing that MDR charge with the cooperative banks and societies, and thus it becomes a revenue generating business for them also. That is how we operate. And looking into the customer, they use we offer through cooperative banks the mobile banking applications, the prepaid ATM cards, and then white labeled ATM machines, QR codes. So all this we offer through cooperative banks to the customers. So the customer, for every public sector banks or big banks like nationalized banks, they do have many customer products. Like, for example, I just want to ask you, do you remember the last time you went into your bank branch? No, right? We are never going to our banks branches anymore. Everything is there digitally. But for this cooperative users, still they have to follow the traditional system, and that is what we are looking to change, to onboard them into this digital transaction, which in turn generates a revenue for the cooperative societies also, and also for us. So that was your first question. And then the second one was what? I missed.
About your customer persona and how you went about building trust, because you as a new platform.
Yeah, so this cooperative sector, through that only we have actually built the trust of our customers. It is in Kerala, in every place, I think the cooperative society have a different kind of behavior. In Kerala, the cooperative banks and societies are mostly handled by the political parties. it will be either left or the right parties ruling here, and the cooperative banks will come under them. So we have to use that tactics to, I mean, close the banks here. It will not get closed in one go. We have to go multiple times, visit them. They have a board of people, so we have to make the presentations in their board meetings, and then get the approval from the board. And also it is a kind of political play here in Kerala. And when we are moving out to the other states also, definitely the major approval should come from the board of people there. And I mean, it will take some almost 4 to 6 months to close a bank, or to close one bank. So we have to continuously follow up them. And once it is closed, it is a good business for us, even though it takes a little time for getting one bank, acquiring one bank. Once it is closed, as I told, the customers of their banks easily becomes our customers. And so that is how our business scale.
Got it, Nimisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Charvak?
Yes, thank you, Adi. Hey, Nimisha, hi. So I just wanted to understand, like I saw a lot of Kerala being positioned in the entire, branding that you have been doing, right? So what was the initial thought process, as in which how the demographics has responded to this Kerala being at the center? I mean, the word and the where have you pointed, and like what are your plans, as in terms of I'm trying to align myself with the similar GTM that we have for our own company. And like, how are you thinking of going ahead, even if when you have positioned yourself as Kerala's UPI and like Kerala being at the center of attraction?
Oh my God, I don't think I can answer the question like what I should say. Can you please repeat that question? Make it simple.
Okay, so there's a lot of Kerala's own UPI stuff being used as a positioning statement, right? How did the customer respond to this entire thing of the demographics that you targeted? There might be a reason for putting Kerala in there, right? Was it successful? And like, how are you planning if Kerala's own UPI is there to scale in the rest part of the countries?
So what we have done, what we have offered them is first the good customer care, because the Kerala people, like every others, are the UPI providers are from outside Kerala, and the customer redressal is a major issue which we are not only in Kerala, everywhere it is there, but providing a regional kind of support for them is the one thing which we did in Kerala, and that was successful. That is the first thing which I want to say. And then in QR code, if you are seeing, actually we are not competing. We are not even able to say the word compete, because we have very much big players like Paytm, Bharat Pay and all. But what advantage we provided for our customers is that, if you see, let me say you an example. If you make a payment through Google Pay, you will get a reward, right? You have some cashbacks or some kind of rewards. But as per my experience, what I have seen is only the cashback reward the people are actually availing. And the other things, like it can be a Agio or a Lens card offer, I don't think the common people are making use of, getting any use of such rewards, even though they get the reward. So what we have done here in Kerala is, in every rural part, we do have a partner. It can be a cooperative bank, or we have BC points. So for UPI, what we have done is, we have got into tie-up with the rural merchants in every area. So now I am at Cochin, and if I'm making a UPI payment here in Cochin, I get the rewards in such a way that I can claim that reward within 10 kilometers of my payment. It can be a saloon nearby, or it can be supermarket nearby. So such local offers which we have provided, to make sure that none of the rewards is going unutilized. And so that is what we have additionally given to our customers here.
Nimisha, I really appreciate the points you stated. What I wanted to understand, like how the customer has responded to something being, how the emotional response has been there, like working with something which is from Kerala. And if it has responded well, how it is going to scale in terms of, if we'll align our company to our own community, how are we thinking in terms of once we'll have an opportunity to disassociate with the community?
Yeah. Here in Kerala, as we are, I mean, yeah, previously you were asking about QR only, no? That is why I have told it in such a way. But as we are when we are starting our business with our own community, in our own with our own people, we get all the kind of feedbacks from them initially before we are going for a scale up. So as I told you, our first product was ATM to home service. Okay, we delivered the money at the doorstep of the customer. For that, we developed an application and we uploaded it in the Play Store, and the customer downloaded the application and started using. So once we were in, we had only one service then, that was ATM withdrawal. And then once we were into the market, we got many feedbacks from the customers, and we have added almost 20 plus online services to that same platform, like paying your insurance, tax, etc. Like people may sometimes have to, not the younger generation, but the senior citizen people, they have to go out of their house, stand in queue. We have Akshay Kendras here. I don't know whether you are familiar with that. We have online service centers, customers, CSC centers here, who do all the services for the customers. But for that, people have to go and stand in the queue and get this. Even for a passport application or for a PAN card application, they have to do this. So they have given us the feedback that if you are including this many services, it will be helpful for us. So that was initially, that was not at all idea in our mind to include those kind of services. But as we got the feedback from the customer, we were able to add those services. And later when we went to other places, that additional services got a warm welcome. So when we are starting with our own community and initially running a pilot within our circle, we do have many options to, cross check the product and then get a valuable feedback from there, and then we have to expand it.
Perfect. Thank you, Chavak. And Nimisha, I just wanted to check, does anyone else have any question? Because we are right on time for this session. And first of all, Nimisha, thank you so much for doing this session. I'm 100% sure that it was very valuable for everyone. I know that the points that you spoke about, I mean, these are something that all the startups would be implementing in the coming days. So thank you so much for, first of all, doing this. And in case there's anyone has any question, I would just redirect it to you on your email. I'm like, if there's anything, let me know.
Definitely.
Thanks, Adi.
Thank you, Adi, and thank you for this opportunity to meet people and to do networking is the first step to business, right? So yeah, I'm very happy that now 6 more new people came to know about Ace Money. Don't miss any chances like that. Even if one person is going to know about your company, it is not, nothing comes for free. I'm coming here and talking to you freely, but I have an intention behind that so that you people will come to know about Ace Money. So thank you so much for this
Yeah,
opportunity.
thank you, Nimisha.
Thank you, Nimisha. All the best.
Thank you. All the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nimisha.
Thank you. Yeah.